From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, October the 12th, 2022. Israel's government voted to advance the Maritime borders deal reached yesterday between Israel and Lebanon. All cabinet ministers, except for Ayelet Shaked, approved the agreement that was given the okay earlier today by Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid's smaller meeting of just the Security Cabinet. Lapid's office said the government this afternoon approved with an overwhelming majority the principles of the agreement with Lebanon, which settles the long-time dispute between Israel and Lebanon over control of the Karish and Kana gas fields in the Mediterranean. Lapid lauded the historic agreement, writing that it ends the maritime dispute with diplomacy and not conflict. It makes Israel safer and the region more stable, he said, minimizes Lebanon's dependence on Hezbollah and Iran, strengthens Israel's and Lebanon's economies, and is ultimately a win-win, Lapid wrote, benefiting the people of Israel and the people of Lebanon. The agreement is now up for discussion in the Knesset. Israel's security agency, the Shin said today that it recently arrested 4 Palestinians in the West Bank planning terror attacks. The Times of Israel reported the 4 are part of a terror cell who planned to commit shooting attacks at the behest of a Hamas terrorist in Gaza, who was released in the 2011 Gilad Shalit prisoner exchange and then deported to the Strip. In addition to the arrests, funds that were given to the cell for terror activities were seized. Meanwhile, violent clashes were reported in East Jerusalem and in the West Bank today, where a Palestinian who was throwing rocks at cars on the highway was said to have been shot and killed. The IDF tweeted that masked men threw stones at Axis 60, and the IDF force responded by shooting at them. A hit was detected. And a 17-year-old Israeli was lightly hurt in Jerusalem's Old City today, reportedly by a rock thrown at him by Palestinians. He was taken to the hospital for treatment. Later this evening, the Times of Israel reported that Palestinian gunmen opened fire at a border police station at the Kalandia crossing near Jerusalem. The troops who were not injured returned fire and are searching for the suspects. Tensions have been especially high in the West Bank and East Jerusalem following the murders of 2 Israeli soldiers there, and searches for those responsible continue today. The Nobel Prizes were announced this week, and among the laureates in the economic sciences category, Jewish former chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve, Dr. Ben Bernanke, who shares the prize with economists Douglas Diamond and Philip Dybvig for research on banks and financial crises. Bernanke, whose middle name, by the way, is Shalom, now serves as a distinguished senior fellow in residence with the Hutchins Center on Fiscal and Monetary Policy at the Brookings Institution, who cited him saying, "I was delighted to learn that I had received this award. I will accept it on behalf of the many distinguished scholars, including," he said, Douglas Diamond and Philip Dybvig, who have helped us better understand the role the financial system plays in the broader economy. Well, tens of thousands of worshipers took part today in the traditional priestly blessing, Birkat HaKohanim, which takes place at the Western Wall, the Kotel, during the intermediate days, Chol HaMoed, of Sukkot and of Passover. And later at the Kotel, Israel's President Isaac Herzog took part in the religious biblical ceremony known as Hakhel, or gathering. He tweeted, "Tonight we had a special opportunity once every 7 years to gather at the foot of the remnant of our temple and observe an ancient mitzvah." Herzog noted that his late grandfather, Yitzchak Isaac Halevi Herzog, revived the tradition in the 20th century, and he said the very gathering of such a large and diverse public standing as one man with one heart, precisely in this period when the different and the divisive occupies a large place in the discourse, is important like no other. Herzog said the difference between us is a source of strength and vitality of a vibrant and healthy society. A living illustration, he said, that we can and should be united. Also present at the event this evening, Ashkenazi Chief Rabbi David Lau, Western Wall Rabbi Shmuel Rabinovich, former Prime Minister and opposition leader Benjamin Netanyahu, the Mayor of Jerusalem, Moshe Leon, and U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Tom Nides. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, October the 12th at 7 o'clock. It's Talmud Study. At 8, join in a celebration of Jewish heritage and culture as your favorite Jewish celebrities, including Idina Menzel, Ilana Glazer, and so many others, gather for dinner to discuss antisemitism and building allyship in this installment of Recipe for Change, Standing Up to Antisemitism. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Fran Klagsbrun on L'chaim. At 10, David Harris receives words of honor and tribute from Jewish leaders from around the world during the AJC Global Forum this year. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, October the 12th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.